Hello and welcome back to the Reaper. So today, hopefully quite a quick video, we're going to be looking at air to ground and in particular the guns and the use of rockets. So first things first, we're all set up here, we're ready to go. We've got a target somewhere below us, but let's work on the gun first. So unpause, master arm on, master mode to air to ground. So we've got a choice here of our two weapons that we've got on our aircraft. We've got our rockets here, our 10R, which are our Zuni rockets here. Or we've got our guns, so we're going to select our gun, like so. When we select our gun, select it through here, through the storage page, rather than the selection method you would use for the air-to-air guns. Otherwise you get a completely different setup. So we've immediately got some things to look at. We've got our pipper on the screen here. We've got this mode telling what aiming mode we've got. We've got CCIP, continuously calculated impact point. We've got a gun selected here, and we've got that many rounds. Rightio, let's have a quick look what we've got on the stores screen. I'll just show you how to get to the stores screen quickly. You'll be naturally in the menu like this, the main menu, and you can get to the stores through that. So we've got two different ways of aiming. One is CCIP, which is our preferred method. If for some reason we can't use CCIP, we can go to manual mode, which we can click there. So they look pretty similar at this point. The manual mode is just literally a static aiming reticle like this. It doesn't have any useful information. It's not radar guided. It's literally just a manual mode, like if you had in an F5 or something. You can adjust the reticle position up and down in terms of millimeter deflection. You can do it like this. So we've got manual mode selected. We can click a UFC. That passes the reticle information over to the UFC here. We can then click reticle. And if I want 50 mil of depression on that, I can click 50, enter. And that has moved our reticle here from there, 50 mil, down to there. And you can set different levels of depression depending on how you want to aim. However, that's manual mode, and we don't want to use manual mode. We want to use CCIP mode, which is the superior mode. So CCIP mode. And let's see what else we've got here. We've got here different round types, M50 round types, so these are bullet types basically, or the PGU types. You can swap between them. Whether that's working or not at the moment, I'm not sure, and I don't know what the round types are. What is the M50 round type? What's the PGU round type? No idea. So if someone out there knows, that would be very useful. Thank you. Also, we have rate of fire down here, high rate of fire or low rate of fire. Again, I'm not sure whether that's actually working at the moment in the early release, but I want high rate of fire, so that's how you would change that. What else we got? So it says our gun selected there. We can see it's ready to fire because it says ready there. We can see the amount of bullets that we've got there to fire. Okay, that's all I can think of up here. So let's go and find a target and see what extra stuff we've got to work with. Stand by. Right, the target is in front of me by a few miles. Now you can see that now I'm aiming the reticle down at the ground, so it's not in the sky. We do have some ranging information. So we have inside this circle, we have a ranging clock, as I like to call it. It's currently maxed out at the moment, so it's a full circle, interior ranging clock circle at the moment. As we get closer and kind of within range, then it will start unwinding. So that's where it is at the moment. It will unwind, and once it passes, I believe that point is our within range point. So once we've unwound within here, then we're going to be in range. We should also get an in-range shooting queue up here, which we'll see shortly. If we had marked the target, so like when you go and drop CCRP drums, you can mark a geographic target on the ground. However, we don't have a target marked. We're just going to do it essentially visually. What we're going to do is we're going to head towards a target and put that dot there on top of the target, look for our ranging information, and then fire. And we're going to fire with the main trigger, which is that one there, gun trigger. And see how that goes. Right, so off we do. I think I see the targets there. There they are. I know what I was going to say. Yeah, so if we had a proper target marked in our memory, we'd also get better ranging information. I believe it would show it down here. It would say like 2 miles or 3 miles or whatever. But we don't get that because it doesn't really know what we're trying to aim at, because we're doing a basic CCIP shot. So let's go again. Now you'll notice the cross that it's giving me here. Now I don't think that's relevant to the guns. As far as I'm aware, I can fire perfectly fine when the cross is flashing, so I'm going to ignore that. Although I am a bit shallow, I do want a bit of a steeper dive, so I'm just going to head up a bit and slow down a bit. And down we go for our shot. we should see our ranging unwinding soon. Stand by. And there it goes. You can see our ranging internal circle start to unwind. That's where it is. And once we get within that parameter there, we should start seeing an in-range queue. So stand by. And yep, I came in a little bit too shallow, so I may need to do that again. Oh, there we go. So I did an awful approach there, it was way too shallow. I'll need to come in steeper, but until we do that, you can see we've wound past this marker here, our max range marker, and we're well within that now. We're wound down about halfway, and we've got an in-range queue, so we're good to shoot basically. Probably won't be able to shoot this time around because it was a bad approach, but let's give it a go anyway. Whoopsie. Right, let's go around again and try that again. So with that ranging information, let's go. We're going to go head on this time so we can get a better shot, and we're going to go for a steeper dive. As regards to how fast you should be coming in, I'm not entirely sure, but above 300 knots tends to work best for these dives to retain maximum control. You see, we've shot off a few rounds. We're down to 514, so you don't get a huge amount of rounds. Okay, in we go. Much nicer angle. I'm going to aim above the target for now, like so. Accelerating now. Right, and in we go. So let's watch our ranging carrot unwind. It's unwinding, it's unwinding. It's almost in range, and in range. I think that was all of our ammo gone, or we've overheated. No, X, so that was all of our 578 rounds gone. And did we actually do any damage there? Oh dear. I don't think we did. Let's go around and look. Right, no, not a single bullet hit. A bit weird. So be it. So what we're going to go into next is to do our our rockets. So we've got Zuni selected. We've got 8 racks in total. So we are going to deselect the gun and select the rockets, the 10Rs as they're called. So we can see on our stores page are 4 rack launchers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each rack launcher has 2 sets of Zuni rockets, so that's 8 total. When we press the trigger once, I believe that fires 4 rockets from each launcher. So that being a launcher, that being a rack launcher, that being a rack launcher. So what we can do is we have options again. So again, we can aim in CCIP mode, which is going to be exactly the same or very, very similar to the gun. Or we can fire in manual mode, exactly the same. We can press that. We can shift it over to the UFC. We can set up depression if we want. We've got single or salvo mode, so we can go single which just fires from 1 rack launcher, or salvo, which we can fire from all rack launchers. We're going to go single for the time being. We've got step. We only get this when we've got the single option, single rack launcher set, and it means that we can step through the different rack launchers. So that one, or that one, or that one, or that one. So you're stepping through, you're selecting, and the one that's selected is the one with the box, and that's the one which will fire basically. Okay. So we've got under each launcher, we've got the name of the launcher, the 10R, the quantity of ammunition or quantity of rockets, 8, and the diamond. I forget what the diamond is, but I believe that means that it's selected and ready to fire. Right, that's all I could think of. What else have we got on the HUD here? Again, we've got our aiming reticle, which will fill up with information when relevant. CCIP mode selected, rockets, and 32 of them. So let's go round, find our target again, fairly steep dive, and see if we can do some damage this time. Stand by. Right, you can see our reticles filled up with ranging information now. Now we're not going to fire these with trigger. We are going to fire these with weapon release button. That's what you want to fire these, and I'm going to, each time I press it basically, 4 rockets should come out. So let's see how we get on with that. Off the gas, find our targets, there they are, and wait for our ranging information. You can see that they've stopped moving. I think that means I must have damaged them but just not killed them with the gun, whatever reason. Right, waiting to unwind. We're not there yet. It's in range. Right, yep. Okay, so in this case our range marker is actually there. As for what these different lines around the outside mean, I think each of them means a range of 1,000 feet. So 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet. I stand to be corrected, but I think that's right. So we're at about a mile or something like that at the moment. Right, so we're in range. We're going to start shooting. Stand by. Okay, we think we did a bit more damage there. Big rockets. So let's have a look at our stores page. We've emptied all of our rack launchers apart from rack launcher 2, in which case we've got only 4 rockets left. So let's quickly go around again and polish one of those buggers off. And in we go. Yes, that's more like it. Look at all those damaged vehicles. Let's get these two right close to each other in range. And fire! Ah, I didn't compensate for the dip. Whoopsie. Missed. There you go. Good fun though. Right, so that's the rockets done CCOP. I didn't show using the manual mode, but it would be just like as in CCOP, but without the ranging cursor, basically. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was useful, and I'll see you later.